Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Wednesday morning here inside the studio. Got a great one planned for you today. We're going to continue our series of looking at quarterbacks returning for another year of starting in college football and take a look at their worst games and seeing where they can improve. There's one game on Trinidad Chambliss' game log that sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's the South Carolina game. Jonathan, I looked at it last night. Outside of the South Carolina game, he threw for 300 yards once, or fewer than 300 yards once the rest of the season. So they played 15 games. He threw for 300 yards plus in 13 of the 15. And the game in which he did not, outside of South Carolina, I think they won by 50. Oh, it was the playoff game against Tulane. Didn't really need him there. But anyways, didn't have a lot of bad ones. And I'm going to be honest with you. After looking at it, I mean, we got 20 or 30 plays to watch today. I didn't feel as if this much or was as much of a bad Trinidad game as oh, damn, Keywan Lacey's going to win the game for us. So that's what we're going to do today. I mean, hell, they took 66 offensive snaps in this one. That's not Ole Miss football. Ole Miss football is normally trying to take 85 snaps, okay? Also, good to know here, I think we're going to get some intel on Joe Judge based off the All-22. I'm going to need Jonathan's help to make sure we're identifying the right person, but Joe Judge is standing right next to Lane Kiffin the entire time. So we're going to take a look at that. It's interesting today. Hey, got a couple of rules, all right? If you learned anything about the game of football today, you must subscribe. If you learned anything about your favorite football team today, you must subscribe. If you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. All right, now I'm going to need your help, Jonathan, on this Joe Judge debate, because there's several times here where it appears to me that the future head coach of the offense, which is what he is now. Joe Judge is the head coach of the offense at Ole Miss. He looked really, really involved in what they got going on over here. Now, who else was really, really involved? This corner up here, I looked him up, Jonathan. His name is Brandon Cisse, C-I-S-S-E. Dude, this guy came ready to play. He's an NFL draft pick. NC State transfer. He's in the NFL draft right now, and by God, did he come ready to play in this football game. We're going to shut a screen down by running through the face of a tight end up here. All right, we're going to rally the football and tackle, or at least allow our teammates to tackle. So, yeah, corner right there came ready to play. And then the second play of the football game, we're going to motion number one out here. What's his name again? Get me that, because we're going to do a lot with him today in this film study. We motion him out. We're trying to run a hitch right here. Oh, my God, does that corner jump on that sucker. Now it's 3rd and long to start the football game. So tell you one thing and one thing off rip. They came ready to play, did South Carolina's DBs. Now, I know South Carolina wasn't all that great last year, but Gerald Kilgore's great, or at least really, really good in this conference. This corner started out really, really good. Dylan Stewart's an NFL football player. I think Okonkwo, the linebacker, is an NFL football player, okay? So they got dudes too now, all right, as does every other SEC team that we seem to watch on defense nowadays, okay? Stribling. LeBron? DeBron.
No, it's DeZon.
DeZon. Okay? He was in DeZone versus Georgia. How about that? All right, play number 3 right here. Flushed, then on a different page with Caden Lee right here, okay? First and foremost, I think rule number 1 when defending this guy, okay, is we better keep him inside of these. We better keep him inside of these tackles right here, all right? If he escapes at all, he's probably going to win, all right? So we got to keep him squeezed as much as we can. They actually allow him, oh, I'm sorry. Are we already off notes? We're already off notes. This is play number 4 on my sheet. It's actually play number 3 here. All right, so we left the Caden Lee scramble up off the notes, Jonathan. That's my bad. All right, but here's my note on this. We're trying to work this double move to winning right here. Winston's going to sell this deep over, and then he's going to snap off on this sail, working out towards the sideline. Now, my thought process on this is that Trinidad's about 5'11", Jonathan, okay? A good day, 5'11". We'll give him 6 foot. He's not 6'5", okay? He's not 6'4". He's not even 6'3". Those 3 or 4 inches, in my opinion, make that underneath defender look totally different in my eyes than if I'm 5'11". You see what I'm saying? Getting the ball over that guy, if I'm 6 inches taller, I got more of a variance to look over him. When I'm underneath that guy, he looks huge, right? So this ball feels like it's got to go up a little bit higher. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why he missed, because he don't miss a lot is what I'm trying to get at. It's very similar to C.J. Carr yesterday. We watched C.J. Carr yesterday, and he's spraying the ball all over the field against USC, and we really have no mechanical answer for why. It's not like you're doing anything wrong. You're just missing the shot. You know what I mean? Same thing here. I don't think we have anything wrong mechanically going on. I think that this is because we're 5'11", to be honest with you, okay? And we're having to throw over an underneath defender, even though he's really not involved. Like, Seven's not involved right now. He probably can't get his hands up on that football, but from the pocket, he looks like he's right over our aiming point, right? So now that ball sails a little bit, and we damn near throw a pick. Now we got it's a 4th down right here. Now we got a 4th and 4. And this, again, goes back to that what I'm talking about with South Carolina. Guys, they were ready to play in this football game. All right, running a little cover 7. Down here we got Meg, man, everywhere he goes. We're going to play zone coverage sorted out up here at the top. All right, but we're in short yardage situations, so once they break out of their bunch right there, we better attach, right? Whoever's in our zone area, we better lock on, play some man-match principles right here, which is exactly what 24 does. They're trying to attack him with Winston Watkins again. Look at his hand punch right there by 24. Okay, so they came ready to play. I don't think this is much, Trinidad missing early on as it was, damn, South Carolina's DBs made some freaking plays to start this football game. That's a good spot. Or, oh, no, it's actually kind of behind him, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But either way, great play by Gerald Kilgore. It's another guy that played a ton of snaps in the SEC. Mm-hmm. Now, here's my question to you, Jonathan. I know you can't tell because it's the back of his head, but is that Joe Judge right there? Because it looks like Joe Judge's build to me. Okay? Are you looking up Joe Judge? Is that what you're doing? You're going to try to identify him by a facial picture of him in the face on Google and tell me if that's the back of his head?
Well, no, I'm just trying to get a gauge of, like...
He spent some time in the box last year. All right? The only reason I'm asking is because as I'm watching this film last night, all right, about 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting here, and I can tell that this dude in the black is very obviously involved with whatever it is they got going on the helmet comms, all right? And oftentimes, he kind of moves first with these checks, okay? So that's just something I'm looking at. Now let's actually talk about the quarterback. They will not allow you to outnumber yourself ever. I don't think it's going to leave the playbooks either. I think they're going to maintain this RPO ability, if you will, right? We got a slant off the backside, all that grass over there that we can work to. Let's spit it out, okay? The other thing I love about Trinidad, everything about this guy is twitch-laden. Everything has just loads of twitch. Just like his throwing mechanics. His motion does not last very long. It's in and out. You know what I mean? That is absolutely as quick as we could possibly be. There's the ball tap right there. We're at 8.98, Jonathan. Ball's out. We're at 9.3. So that's 0.4 seconds. And we've lost, we got a good 3 or 4 yards out of our hand already right there. So we're a very twitchy release football player. Helps us out tremendously in the RPO game. Okay? Now, this Stribling cat, I don't know who was responsible for all of his magic, hidings that they did. But my God, they murdered Georgia hiding this cat in the Sugar Bowl. They're going to murder South Carolina for a touchdown right now hiding this cat in this football game. So their ability to get what I call quarterbacks freebies, is that maintained? Do we still have the ability to do this? Can we still time these calls up against defenses? Because that's about as much of a freebie as we can get as a quarterback. Just a little pitch right there to one of our best wide receivers 4 feet in front of our face, and he ends up with a 15-yard touchdown. How many of these freebies can we maintain as an offense? Okay. All right, now, the numbers won't tell you this because we looked it up in the middle of a study last year and found out they were halfway decent at red zone efficiencies. But he's not. He is not. Inside these pockets, all right, inside this pocket, if we keep him squeezed in there, we'll get a tip. We'll get an overthrow. We'll get a missed execution, all right? We'll make it harder on him. All right, here's how I know this. One, remember when they randomly threw Austin Simmons into the equation in the red zone? This is why they had 3 tipped passes the week before, okay? The other thing you'll notice, they run the ball a lot down here, as most good teams do, but the other thing you'll notice, they roll the quarterback out of the pocket a ton down here. Why? Because they don't want him squeezed in there either. So we as a defense have to do everything we can to squeeze this individual, okay? Okay, in there, got to. Rush him on the high hip, right? 90 right here. We got to rush him on the high hip. If we rush him on his spot right now, hell, his body language already tells me he's about to escape right, okay? We can't do that. Cannot do that. We have to rush the high hip on this kid because I'm telling you, this should be a touchdown. The tight end takes it right off his belly button and drops it. But the kid doesn't miss. When he is moving to his right, he is dynamic, okay? We got to squeeze him in there, guys. We cannot allow him to do this type of stuff. And that's all on you, 90. It's all on you, okay? You got no chance at that angle, big dog. Did you read the scouting report? Now, some of these times you watch him be like, damn, quarterback had a bad day. They only scored 30 points on, at home against South Carolina. He only threw for 140 some odd yards. And then you turn the tape on and you're like, wait a minute, whoa. An Ole Miss passing offense discombobulated in the red zone? Maybe they just had a bad day as a team. I think that's the case. We have a rule around here, no 2 Ds, 1 hole, Jonathan. Not on defense, not on offense and route concepts. We never want to run 2 players into the same area of the field, especially against man-to-man coverage, right? Which is exactly what we've got. We've got a bunch of man-to-man across the board here in the red zone, as we normally do, okay? And here's my thing. They're trying to work this backline dig, it looks like to me, to number 1 again. But the tight end runs into the damn man. Look at this. I've never seen Ole Miss do this. Okay, not in the red zone, not on a called man beater. Like, they're supposed to be the guys in this area, right? They're supposed to be the dudes. We're end up here busting a route. I mean, quarterback damn near throws an interception. Everybody's like, wow, we're having a bad day. It's like, yeah, we just put 2 guys in one spot on the offensive side of the football. We don't do that at Ole Miss. Even the quarterback's holding the football like, what the hell is going on? What, you laughing at that? 6'7". Hell yeah, Jonathan. Bunch of 2.3 around there. I don't think they removed this from the offense. There's so much I love about this. Okay, they'd been playing a bunch of cover 7 to start the football game. Jonathan, Meg down here on the bottom against 3-by-1, and at the top they're going to play 4 over 3. Do you see that zone coverage up at the top? And we see man coverage down here. So here's what we got. We got a y'all are dead. We got a y'all are about to run inside zone, and we got you taking your ass on a post. But here's what I love most. Do you see where his eyes are at right now, Jonathan? No, well, they're on the ball, but really, they're tracking to this safety. Now, I don't know this to be true. I'm not in the room. I don't know this to be true. But I think they convert this based off safety alignment. If the safety commits himself into the box, we have the middle of the field open, right? So you can run to grass on your vertical, and we can bend it inwards because they don't have safety help. But if your eyes are inside and the safety moves back off the hash, we're probably a mandatory outside release to stay away from the safety if we choose to throw this RPO. You see what I'm saying? I think there's a little bit of difference right here in terms of what we do based off of his alignment, okay? He commits himself to the box. Now we've got that big time, skinny. Either way, I don't think this type of stuff gets magically removed from Ole Miss's offense, okay? I don't. Other thing about him, okay, and it's a unique skill set, and it is not applicable to everybody that we watch. You'll never see a wobbler. you will never see this kid throw anything but a tight spiral. And it does matter, okay? I told you down here, we're trying to squeeze him, right? We're trying to squeeze him in the pocket. We also know that they have a propensity to what? To roll him down here, right? So we have to play this, okay? These two guys, this guy and this guy, you cannot be caught off guard seemingly by the quarterback trying to work outside the pocket in a roll fashion, okay? I mean, this guy. That ball right there, especially when you see it from the tight, to throw this back across your body, okay, and into the window required, we're going to hit this tight end back here, okay? Doink, right in his face. Even his worst games, we're like, wow, we're really, really good, man. Now, this type of stuff, I don't know if it continues, okay? 4th and 3, ball at the 34. We're only up by 3 with 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter, okay? I think they were favored by maybe close to 10 points in this football game. This is right after they beat Oklahoma on the road, okay? So they're a top 5 team in the country playing a South Carolina team that's poop at this point, all right? But 4th and 3, I'm thinking maybe like a couple of hitches, maybe run some mesh, maybe something like that. Nope, we're running a big boy dig down here, Jonathan. We're going to take this guy and run him 15 to 17 here on 4th and 2 or 4th and 3, whatever the hell this is. Fake truck toss. We got the tight end leak, which I have no idea why you're not throwing right now. It's wide ass open, okay? But we hold the football long enough to rip that dig, and hey, it's 4th and 3, and we just picked up 25 yards. I don't know if the next guy's going to call it like that. You know what I mean? But I don't think we have to be this aggressive. Like I said, we got the tight end leak right now. Throw that ball. Why are we not throwing that ball? I'm okay with it, though, because we get back to the dig and we rip that thing firm. He was so good over the middle of the field. I mean, especially in the playoff run. Some of those deep overs he hit against Georgia, some of those deep overs he hit against Miami, my God, okay?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a quick break to give a big time shout out to our friends over at Sleeper, our premier sponsor on the year, and they're doing a great job. The number one place for daily fantasy and prop plays. Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. Over on Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts, share with your friends, and get rewarded together. Use promo code Brooks today over on Sleeper and get a 100% deposit match up to $100. That's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Again, promo code Brooks on Sleeper gets you 100% deposit match today up to $100. Sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. I want to give you a quick tutorial of how friendly and how easy it is over there on Sleeper today. We're going to scroll over to the college football tabs at the top right there, and then you can see we've got all the quarterbacks ready for their pass yardage with their total yardages set. We've got rushing yardages for both quarterbacks and running backs, receiving yards, all that good stuff, passing touchdowns. And here's what I am looking at today, guys. Looks really, really juicy. Jamal Haynes, half a touchdown total in this matchup this weekend against Oklahoma. Come on, guys. One place to be this year, Sleeper. Promo code Brooks. We appreciate those guys.
I think he's got 500 yards rushing easy. What did he rush for last year? I can't even remember. But it's just such a smooth runner. I also think he completely changed their running game. They were far more efficient and explosive than they have been in years. And it's not like they didn't have an NFL back in Quinshon Judkins. It just wasn't that good at Ole Miss rushing-wise the last several years. What's up?
527.
Yeah, 527 yards last year. He'll have that and more again this year. Honestly, I was telling Jonathan, if I have a preseason pick for Heisman, this might be it for me right here. I think this kid's going to rack it the F up next year. But, hey, we can't predetermine things when we're playing Madden, son. We definitely can't do it in real-life football. All right, we got another double move here from Winston. Going to work that deep over, and then he's going to try to get vertical, all right, through this defense right here. But the safety right here on the hash is actually going to lie to us. I think he gets back over the top right here, if my memory serves me. Somebody does. Yeah, safety gets back over the top, does a good job. Gerald Kilgore does a really good job staying on top and doing everything. I think we predetermined this read, and here's why, okay? And this is the bad part about all this coaching communications, and 98% of the time it works, and you got the right answers, but what happens if the coach is getting lied to too? So let's take a look at the sideline down here, Jonathan, okay? Oh, I forgot to show you something. This is the touchdown run. I asked who the guy in the black was. I think that's definitely Joe Judge right there.
Certainly looks like him.
Right? And here's why I think it's important. And this was the note where I wrote it down. I was like, all right, it's the two differences between the two human beings. Okay? You'll see Lane Kiffin. It's very obvious. Put us in two. You see Lane. You know what I mean? We're celebrating. We're hands up. Hell yeah, what a play call. We got 6. All right? Who's making the decisions on the sideline, though? Who's telling people what's going on next? You see what Joe Judge is doing? What's he holding up?
A 1.
A 1. Why do we hold up 1 after a touchdown? PAT. Okay, now that, again, I'm this guy, by the way. I want this guy. When I'm talking about decision making and are we calm in the moment and are we consistently building on the last snap, I want that guy. I don't know. I mean, that's great. I'm sure players love this guy. And they love playing for him. But sometimes the organization needs that too, okay? We got a lot of that from this guy. He's an NFL head coach. Can't predetermine looks, though. But back to the coaches on this interception. All right, here's why the look was predetermined, okay? All this snap with me, check with me at the line of scrimmage. Do you see what he's touching right here, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. He's touching his comms box. Okay. Anytime I see a coordinator touching his comms box, I know who he's talking to. He's talking to his damn quarterback. So watch the quarterback. Quarterback's going to check with me at the line of scrimmage. Lane's doing what? Lane's got his hands up down here on the sideline, right? So we're about to give him some information. We're going to wait to see what the defense is doing. It's exactly what he's doing down here. He's waiting. Who put the thumb up first? Joe Judge. Joe Judge put the thumb up first. Now, why do we have our thumb up? We're good to go. We like the play. We like what we are calling. Now, what are we calling? We're calling a double move to Winston. So my head coach got the thumb up over there. My offensive head coach got the thumb up over there. And we got a double move call. What you think I'm throwing? I'm throwing the double move. See what I'm saying? So, like, we can sit here and say, hey, we don't need to predetermine this look. But the coach predetermined it for me, guys. What am I supposed to do? Throw the bitch up. That's what I would do, too. Okay? You know who's the worst at that?
Hugh Freeze.
Oh, buddy, Hugh Freeze is responsible for like half of his quarterback's interceptions. All right. Now, I towards the end of the season, all this stuff started getting eliminated. But this is another one of these like, hey, bud, why are we turning this down? Watch this. Whoa. Wide ass right now. Let's go. All that's left there is a zebra to hit him, and he's not gonna. All right? But it's okay. We come back to this comeback, and we hit it, and we complete it. But you know me, Jonathan, I don't care if the result's good. I'm a process guy. My process told me we just turned down the first option in the read. Why? Now, I think I know why. We'll show why. Because this guy right here is an avatar. You know who that is? That's Dylan Stewart. That might be the biggest, longest, baddest MFer in the business right there. That dude is huge. I mean, he looked like he could touch the sky cam, Jonathan. So maybe that's why we turned it down. You know what I mean? We're anticipatory of that jump, okay? Now, same thing here, okay? We work 2 back over here. All right, we got a double move called little Hugo right here, a little hitch and go. Now, my question to you, to any Ole Miss coaches watching this, to number 2, to Trinidad, is this guy allowed a mandatory inside release? Is he allowed to cheat this back inside? My assumption is no, because if we come back inside, what are we running into? We're running into the safety. Okay, so this ball misses dramatically way out here. But why does the ball miss out? I think it missed out there because we're not doing what we're supposed to do. We're taking the easiest route as a wide receiver instead of doing what we're supposed to do, which is mandatory outside release and run away from the mid-hole safety. You know what I mean? We got no chance to put that ball on you, dude, without getting you absolutely killed. Man, that's an interesting play call on 2nd and 16. That's what I went back to look for. Like, what's the down distance formation personnel? 2nd and 16. This is the play call. They weren't trying to get some of it back, were they? They were trying to get all of it back. Okay, now when we motion to empty, this is actually, I learned, you know where I learned this empty principle? I learned this from Tim Tebow watching him play NCAA football. He hadn't played the video game in forever, and he gets on there, and the first thing he does is hops into empty. And they're like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm going to start in empty. That way they dictate. They have to show me what they're playing because we're in 5 wide. Same thing right here. Watch this, okay? We've got a tight end attached. We've got the running back right next to us, okay? We're going to motion the running back out. All right, linebacker traveled with him. That's a good indication that we're probably in man-to-man coverage. Now we're going to travel another tight end over here. Linebacker bumps with them until they stack, and now the safety moves out over, okay? We got a lot of man-to-man indicators. All right, we're going to get a mesh rubbed right here, and then we're going to take the tight end, and we're going to run him basically behind the feet of the defensive lineman because the person responsible for covering him has to run through all of this trash right now, all right? I highly doubt these things just suddenly disappear from the system. You know what I mean? Like, every college coach I know and every football coach I know takes last year's system, watches it, takes the good, puts it into this year's roster. You know what I mean? It's a transition. Even when you're a brand new offensive coordinator, you come over and you say, hey, what'd you guys like last year? What made you feel good? What did y'all have success with? That's what good football coaches do. I don't know what the bad ones do. Great job holding the ball. I'm okay with our eyes right here. Our eyes stay locked in the position that the tight end's going to be in when we're ready to throw this man beater. Watch this. Our eyes are going to stay right here the entire time because that's the landing point for this tight end crosser, and then we hit it. Now, any ideas why we would keep our eyes there the whole time, Jonathan?
Maybe see if a safety creeps down to that
Safety
spot.
or a defensive end lags off or sags off, tries to stop the drag, right? Keep our eyes in the spot that we're going to go. Make sure no one sinks into that. Because it's a man beater no matter what. We know they're in man coverage. We know where we're going with them. Hell, the 2 guys in front of the tight end, Jonathan, they're not even really running routes. Watch these 2 guys, okay? They're not even really running routes in this progression. They're just trying to get in people's way, all right? So we know where we're ultimately going with the football. We know why the play is being called, right? We don't just know what's being called. We know why it's being called. It's being called to beat this safety's leverage with this tight end in their man-to-man principles. These guys aren't even in the system right now, okay? It's one of the things I think this coaching staff, and maybe it's a Charlie Weiss thing, maybe it's a Lane thing, maybe, hopefully, if you're an Ole Miss fan watching today, Joe Judge has absorbed this during his time there because he's only been there about 2 or 3 years, right, since being fired from New York. Maybe he's absorbed this ability to find these answers and make it easy on his quarterback. But, man, that's about as simple as it gets, okay? Now, this scares me, okay? This scares me if I'm an Ole Miss guy. It's great. It's absolutely great that we got Trinidad coming back. It's great that we got Keemon Lacey coming back. But I would argue your best left tackle you've had in I don't know how long, gone. Stribling, gone. Caden Lee, Missouri Tiger. All right, tight end, gone. Number 2, gone. See what I'm saying? We went from one of the best wide receiver cores last year to, hey, man, we got Deuce Alexander. I think Deuce Alexander going to go for a rack next year. Don't get me wrong. I think he's going to go for 1,000 yards. Where do all of our other plays come from? I'm sure they've got weaponry. I'm sure they'll be fine. All right, Caleb Odom coming back, right? So we've got some talented weapons, but most of it's in that backfield right there with that tandem we're looking at right now. But this is what scares me because this kid made 1 to 4 of these tough-ass catches a game, and they were all pivotal, every single one of them. So that's a big, big, big miss for him to be a Missouri Tiger. Honestly, I don't know why. I think you got into the portal because you thought Trinidad might not get his year of eligibility, but man, it'd be nice for you to be an Ole Miss Rebel right about now. That being said, he going to get every target and some at Missouri. Dear God, they ain't got nobody. All right, this is left on here because I think these two guys are pros. These are two true sophomores right here. Okonkwo is a transfer from Alabama. Dylan Stewart, obviously everybody knows about him. But these two guys, I think they're NFL football players. Let's watch 6 first. Realizes here comes motion. Boom, there comes truck sweep. Gets outside, forces it to bubble. We got it strung out. Now watch 17. We're going to absolutely commit ourselves to the box because I'm assuming we've got some type of blitz or run stunt called right there for us. Now we realize truck sweep, get our foot in the ground, work our ass outside, go make a play. I think those two guys are NFL football players. And this is the point of the study where we just sit here and go, wow, that Keywan Lacey guy sure is good. We're going to motion him back into the backfield. We're going to give him the rock right here against a 5-man lightened box. Now, you can act like you're in the box, but you're really not. We've threatened you so much with our RPO game and our passing structure at this point. Your heels are set outside of the box. All right? You're not counted. I'm not counted. That's a 6-man box for all I care. Or a 5-man box for all I care. We're running at you. That's exactly what they do. And this guy cribs. Jesus. Watch the move he put. I think it's 7. Watch the move he puts on 7 right here in the box. Oh, you poor son. You poor child. You got no chance. Okay? Makes him miss. And here's what I really, really love. We're going to use the umpire to mess with your angle. Watch this. Oh, you ain't got a chance. Now we're cribbing. Somebody comped into Darren McFadden last night. What do you think about that?
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. When I watched this one and the next one we're going to show you of him, we're like, damn, dude. I got Jeremiah Love vibes. Same thing. It's just like one touch could go 80 at any moment, like this right here. Like, watch this one from the tight. How in the hell does this running back feel this backside pursuit player? Okay? This guy right here is going to get dead-legged 3 seconds from now. And I have no clue how he sees him or feels him. How? You got any answers for me, Jonathan? My eyes are here. How do I know you're flowing from the backside? Dead-legged. Crazy. You know how many guys I watch get their head blown off right there? And instead he's just like, nope, not getting one on me. All right, now, in this football game alone, I feel like he did some things where we're chasing explosives. We don't need to do that. Okay, we need to chase efficiencies in the run game. Look, coach has called quarterback run for you because we think you're an average of 6 to 12 yards on these carries. Every run explosive I'm calling against Ole Miss or at Ole Miss, every run explosive that happens, I'm banking on it being Keywan. If you give it to me, that's just a bonus. You see what I'm saying? So on plays like this, guys, there's a lot of grass right now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of grass right now in the middle of this if we just get vertical, okay? Especially when you see it right now. There's 4 yards to be had right now. Get up in that crease, get down, protect yourself. Instead, we try to get a little too aggressive. We bow back. Now we give up a 9-yard loss, all right? And it's 2nd and 19, and the possession's not chopped, but the possession's chopped, okay? So we can't be doing that. Got to get vertical. Now, again, conclusion. I think I might have him my preseason favorite to win the Heisman. If it's not him, it's Arch Manning for me because of what Arch has got around him. That is the most dynamic football player that we have. That's his worst game, and I didn't feel like he played all that bad. Did you? All right, so that was more of a Keywan's getting 36 totes today, all right? But he's really, really impressive. Excited for him to be back in college football for another one. Hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, rate, review. Love you. Bye.